this is Doc Erik. Welcome to my YouTube neighborhood, the channel where we teach you one mindset tip and one body set tip, not only for today's video, but also later in life as well. Today we're going to be talking about how to fix your lower back pain when you're doing a lot of sitting, either in class or for Zoom. So let's get started. Today what we're talking about is a lot of people are doing a lot more sitting. Kids are at home when they're doing school, and a lot of parents are doing a lot of Zoom meetings where there's a lot of sitting, and we typically sit a lot more than we did a few months ago. So what we're seeing is a lot of people are reporting lower back pain or discomfort that they didn't really have before, and this is also compounded by the fact that people aren't able to go to the gyms as much as they used to, or they don't have access to the same equipment, and that's becoming a real problem. So the solution that I have found is to try to take some of the tension out of the lower back by trying to teach you a more efficient way of how to sit. So here's where we're going to get started. So what I want you to think about is I want you to think about your pelvis, your hips like a bowl, right? So if I turn this to the side, what we're looking at is this is where your head is going to point. So what ends up happening is when you tip the bowl forward, or if you tip the bowl backwards, it's going to change how your hips sit, but also how your lower back sits as well. Let me demonstrate. So here I am sitting in a posture that most of us find ourselves beginning in, right? So you sit up nice and tall, and then as soon as I've been in front of my computer for long enough periods of time, I start to round my lower back, right? And this is where that pain starts to come right into that lower back area. So what we're looking at is, again, that pelvic bowl example, right? So if I sit up nice and tall like this, this is what I call a neutral pelvis, right? So if I tip my hips this way, the bowl goes forward. If I tip my hips back way, kind of tucking my tailbone under, the bowl goes the opposite direction. See how that works? Forward and backward, right? So what we want to do is we want to find a solution to be able to help out that lower back pain when you're doing all that sitting for adults as well as children. Here's where the greatest part comes in. You're going to use a rolled up towel. The reason a rolled up towel works is because we've all got these around our houses, and you have different types of towels. You've got a thin beach towel, and then you have those nice thicker towels as well. I'm going to say start with a thinner towel first because we can always modify. What I did is I took this towel lengthwise, folded it in half, and then folded it across, right? Then I rolled it up as tight as I could. The tighter you roll the towel, the more dense it's going to be. The looser that the towel is rolled, the softer it's going to be. So kind of pick one and start there. You can always modify after. What you're going to do is you're going to take this rolled up towel and you're going to place it under your sit bones. So what ends up happening is if you reach under your butt, you're going to find these two pokey bones, one on either side. That's the bottom of your pelvis. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that towel and you're going to put it right here, and you're going to sit on that towel, right? So what I'm a little bit elevated. So now almost think of like a teeter-totter. Going back to this bowl example, what you're going to do is you're going to experiment, and this is where it gets different for everybody. You're going to experiment where the bowl is. So if I rock my hips back a little bit, this might be comfortable for a few minutes, so I'm going to actually experiment by sitting in front of a computer and setting a timer for 5 to 10 minutes and holding this position to see how I feel. And if this makes me feel good, this is the preferred position for me. If I find that tipping this way here makes me feel better for 5 to 10 minutes, then that's my preferred position. Likely what you're going to find is it's going to feel good but not perfect, so here's where the second modification comes into play. So right now we've got that towel sitting right under our sits bones. What you're going to do next is you're either going to move the towel about a ½ inch forward, or you're going to move the towel a ½ inch backwards. Let me demonstrate. So what I've done is I've moved the towel slightly forward for me so that my bowl actually wants to tip back a little bit. So when my bowl tips back a little bit, this for me is a little bit more of a comfortable position, right? So I could comfortably find myself sitting in front of a laptop or a computer in this position. Now the towel that I'm personally sitting on is a little bit too dense for me. So what I would do is I would choose a softer towel like a beach towel, roll it up the exact same way that I just talked about, and put it in the exact same position. And this is a comfortable position that I could hold for an extended period of time. So the mindset tip with this is that if you're able to sit and do a day's worth of work and not be in pain or be distracted by your pain, then that's going to allow you to be more productive at work. It's going to allow you to be more productive at school. So the mindset body set tip is kind of rolled into one here, and this is a super, super easy way to take care of that lower back. So there you have it, the rolled up towel that's going to help to take some of that pressure out of your lower back and allow you to be as productive as possible. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe if you like this video. And also don't forget to comment down below and let me know what tricks and tips that you've tried to monitor your posture to help you sit up better and take out some of that lower back pain. So until next time, stay healthy.